Me too. Thank you. I think so, yeah. I can do it now. Nothing specifically this time. Just check on everybody. Pretty much. Of course. Well, at least we're not in a cave.
Around us is a lot of burnt out firewood that maybe you could make something out of.
You're sleeping.
Yeah, but I just really noticed from last session.
Oh, we have a bunch of wood and stuff?
It was an commonly used camping spot for caravans to stay here where you are now. So you see traces from old campfires and such.
Ah.
You don't know how old, but it is old. And as far as I know, you haven't started on campfire yet.
Oh, well, there's firewood. I'll be making a bunch of bonfires. That's what I'll be doing.
Give me 1 second. I'll need to find the notes on that lady's name, the dwarf lady's name.
Dovina.
Thank you, Dovina. She has been away a little bit and comes back with not the driest of firewood, but it should be suitable to start a fire. And she's gonna take first watch with you.
Okay.
So after a while, you manage to start a fire, and people are gathering around and huddled together as much as possible. Same with the dragons and the other animals. They are huddling together to keep warm. This is not a pleasant camping trip, so to say. Make a perception check for me.
Oh, okay.
With advantage, because Dovina is helping you. $14. You see something very high up flying, not directly above you, but a little ways to the side from you. It looks like it's a solid 300 to 600 feet away from you in the air.
Looking real large, I assume.
Really hard to say on this from this distance.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start lowering the light of the fires a little bit. I pointed
Okay.
out to the dwarf lady.
She squints her eyes and says, "Yeah, that might be a good idea."
Just dim them down a bit until we're sure it might be gone.
And she readies her crossbow just in case.
Like, just keep stare at it.
Okay. Oh, after a few moments, it starts trailing away. You feel good that it might not have seen you.
Who knows what that could have been? Maybe a dragon called to the corpse of Tiamat, I don't know. Or a griffin, or just a bat. I don't know.
I would not like to take any chances.
Normally I would, but there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, agree. And she just, as a hawk, is staring in that direction now.
So while she's watching there, I'm gonna just, look everywhere else. You got that.
The shift goes without any significant troubles. It's getting colder, like way colder, and people are shivering.
I do bring the
And-
fires back up after the
Okay.
thing's gone.
Okay. After some time, your shift has ended.
Alright. Rizal. I want to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Okay, be careful. There was like a dragon or something.
What do you mean?
It was flying around. It could have been a bat. I don't know.
I'll try to keep a lookout.
Or an
Thank you
owl.
for telling me.
Might have been an owl. Have you ever seen an owl?
I don't think so, Lumi.
They're cute.
Cute.
Not if it's a bear.
What are you talking about?
Owl bear.
You hear slight giggling behind you from Dovina.
Oh,
I'm not from.
I'll draw you a picture later.
Well, that'll be good.
Thank you.
She just rolls her eyes when he's not looking.
Be careful.
Yeah, I'll try.
Is Raijin in his bag?
Yes, he is. He's always going to be in the bag.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak a little treat into the bag.
Hey!
You're not looking?
Yeah, she is. She's going to smack your hand away.
I'm gonna say, Steven, do a sleight of hand with disadvantage because this is one of her babies that you're trying to do something with.
What do I do to counter that?
You're passive, or you can roll.
My passive perception is 18.
Yeah, you see him.
Here you go. It's a cookie.
Hey, no, no, no,
Eat a cookie.
no,
No. Next time.
no.
Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Does dragon holes droop, I guess, since you don't have ears?
She just pinches the bridge of her nose and closes her eyes.
Okay, I'm going to sleep.
Give me 1 second. I need to see if the Dragonborns have some type of air flaps.
I don't think they do.
They actually do.
They do?
Yeah, like flaps.
Oh, the droop then.
Fins?
Oh.
Yeah, they have ear fins.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, them are drooping like a mother. Ooh.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. You, Resol, notice that Davina is still awake, and she just points overhead, basically saying that in that direction is where we saw it.
She nods. I'll keep a lookout the best I can.
Okay, I'll try to catch a few glimpses of sleep here. Wake me if anything, okay? And she falls asleep with, or she starts to make herself comfortable with the loaded crossbow on her chest.
I will.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
So, anything you would like to do to prepare for your shift?
Yeah, well, she's staying on the edge of camp. She does not like the group of. She does not like being in such a big group. And she's just gonna feed Raijin and cuddle with them. She's got a lot on her mind right now. She's not happy that they're going back to Mirabar. And
How much rations do you still have?
rations?
Yeah.
Hold on. Six.
Okay. Okay. Make a perception check. Result.
Oh, I need to minus the ration. Hold on.
Okay. You're looking over in that direction that both Lumicris and Dovina pointed out. And you do see a shape. Getting a bit bigger. A little bit bigger. You notice that it's coming closer towards you. It's still a far bit away. But you start to realize that it's a wyvern. It's getting a bit closer. You can start to see a shape on the wyvern's back.
There were other wyverns at the flying castle, weren't there?
Oh yeah, that was the common mount at the castle.
Oh, she's gonna see if Jerry's awake, and she's gonna put Raijin back in her satchel.
Jerry is not awake. He is sleeping.
Shit. Well, she's gonna go wake Davina and tell her that what she's seeing, and she has a feeling that it's one of the scouts from the flying castle.
Okay, she wakes up and she nods at you, but she still has her crossbow ready. It gets closer. It doesn't descend, but it gets closer. And right when it's right above you, you see something glimmer from it, and something falls straight down. It's a small. It falls down in the snow, and Wyvern is flying away.
I'm gonna take a few steps closer and see what it is. I'm not gonna touch it or anything. Not yet.
Make an investigation. Okay, it takes you the better part of your shift to find it, but you do find it eventually. It's a bag with a silvery scroll attached to it. Like a scroll case, I should say.
I'm going to open it.
What's your arcana?
+2, so not very good.
Okay. You notice, or you recognize that it is magic, but you cannot understand the magic intent from the scroll.
I'm going to go Lake Loomy.
What is it?
And she tells him what she saw, and she's...
Oh. Okay, let me see it. What does it say? Or do I need to roll something?
Roll an arcana, because you don't have identify. If I remember correctly, you don't have identify.
I don't believe I do.
Yeah,
I
so
just
George
have,
can't
I
get it.
detect magic.
Yeah, well, it is magical. The bag is also magical. Okay. When you are reading it, you get the feeling that this is a type of scroll for communication.
It's a talkie scroll.
It has 2 charges, and you figured after those 2 charges, it will become useless after that.
Oh, maybe they want to talk again. What else is? What's in the bag?
When you open the bag, you don't see anything inside, but you do see a note attached to it.
Oh, what does it say?
Turn me inside out.
Let's do that away from camp.
Not the first time I heard that.
What are you talking about?
He just walks away with it.
She just follows him.
I turn it inside out, well away from the cave, I guess.
When you do that, this is indeed a bag of holding. And when you turn it inside out, 50 pieces of rations fall out of it.
Ow, my foot!
Something bothers me, though.
Ow, my foot! What?
If that was one of the scouts from the castle, then why didn't they just land?
Maybe they're going back to let everyone know where we are?
That's a good point.
They gave me the talkie scroll, so...
What's it really called, Lumicrous?
Scroll of sending.
Scroll of talkie... sending...
Right.
It's like your powers. But far?
Basically, you can contact anyone that you have met before or have a really good description of on this plane.
Yeah, pretty long way. But I don't know if I want to. I want to wait till everyone's awake to use it. So, I'm gonna start picking up the food.
Yeah, result, she just goes quiet, like dead quiet after that.
We'll have to
It's a lot
contact the
of food.
castle. Yeah. There's a. Yeah, I just want to sleep.
Then go back to sleep.
He's picking up the food.
She's helping.
It takes you the better part of half an hour, and you are well into half an hour into the third shift of English today.
Third watch. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I'll hold onto the bag and I'll.
You can't have 2 bags of holding. You'll have to give that to somebody
He's just
later.
face down on the ground there.
Davina comes up to you, Rasol, and asks, "What was it?"
I'm pretty sure it was one of our scouts, and well, they left a bunch of rations for us.
Good. That is very good news.
And also a scroll of sending, I think he said. I don't know magic very well, I'm sorry.
I don't know magic either, so your guess is as good as mine. But that is very good. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
All right.
And she starts walking back to the fire.
Result, she just starts pacing. She's just deep in thought.
Doing the next watch. Or...
Hello?
Next watch? Anybody? Huh.
Whenever it's the third watch, she'll just go wake Maggie.
Oh,
but she's
yeah.
gonna have a hard time sleeping.
You are half an hour into the third watch when you wake up Maggie.
I was gonna say.
That was a nice sleep. How did your watch go?
Oh, Result, she relays what happened.
Oh, wow. That was unusually eventful watch.
Yeah.
You okay?
No, I'm not. I do not want to go back to that town. I really don't.
Why? Because of that guy?
Yes, and the beer. I just don't want to.
I give her a hug.
She's just gonna bury her face in your shoulder and cry.
I know, it's okay. We don't have to go to him. There must be some other places where we can get rations. Honestly, I don't want to go to that place also, so it's fine. I understand.
And after a few minutes, she finally just pulls back and wipes her eyes. I know it's probably foolish of me to think this, but part of me hopes that they're still alive, but I know that's not possible. And, well, I just don't want to see... You know what they did with the mother?
I know. I know, yeah.
And that scroll, I'll just wait till everyone's awake. I don't want to ruin anything.
Oh yeah, no, we'll figure out what to do with it and how to use it when everyone's awake. So no worries about that. Go get some sleep. You need it.
I don't know if I'll be able to, honestly, but I'll try.
Well, I can actually help you. So get cozy in your little sleeping bag. And as soon as she gets cozy, I cast sleep on her.
Yeah,
Okay.
she definitely welcomes that.
Okay, so you don't have to roll for it.
Yeah.
So it still takes a few seconds, but eventually she feels the effect of sleep and she falls asleep.
Okay.
Sorry for making you waste spell slots.
No, it's fine.
Hey, this is a perfect way of using spell slots, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, and Rosal, she's an only child, so she doesn't know what it's like to have an older sister.
Oh.
Yeah, she feels that way.
And don't mind Lumicris's body just laying out in the snow, okay?
Oh
He's
my
just-
god. Oh, shit. Sorry. Well, you're a white dragonborn, you're fine.
I know, I just...
So, Maggie, is there anything you would like to prepare for your watch? Or do during your watch?
Just be focused on like the area around us and like watch people sleep because it's kind of peaceful. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing specific.
Okay, roll on perception for me. Okay. It's a quiet night. You hear snoring from almost everyone. Some people are shivering in the cold, in the sleep.
Give me a sec. Do I have anything? I don't really have anything. Well, how are the fires?
The fires are starting to dim down.
I rekindle them.
Okay. You stoke the fires, you put on some more firewood, and people that are sleeping beside the fires are subconsciously giving a sigh of relief. So the night goes on pretty uneventful. And eventually your shift is over, and the sun is starting to shine, color the sky. You cannot see it, the sun, because because of the mountains, but it is morning.
Okay, just a question. The results shift. The only thing in the bag, it was only the scroll, right? Or was it something else also?
Result, did you relay the information?
Yeah, I
about
did.
the
It was
she
bag?
the
did.
50 rations.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So 50 pieces of ration, and the communication scroll.
Okay, thank you. I didn't write it down when it was said because I didn't hear it. So
Ah, okay.
thank you. But yeah, I get up and I start waking everyone up, and I end the sleep spell.
Okay.
Technically, it affected everyone, not just Rizal, but everyone was asleep
Oh
already.
yeah, it's an AoE spell.
Yeah, it's everyone around 20 feet around Rizal in this case, so yeah.
Yeah, a
Well, she's
handful of
sleeping away
people.
from everybody else.
Well, a handful of people have had a really good night rest.
Well, that's never a bad thing, so.
So yeah, everyone starts waking up. People are hungry. The animals are hungry. They are really hungry.
Since I'm the one who has been up for the longest, I start going around and feeding animals and prepare everything for the people to get some food also. How many rations would that be for everyone?
Everyone. Well, the mounts take 3 pieces of rations to be full for them,
Okay.
and for the
There's 10 women and 7 children.
yes,
3 of the children are nursing, so only 14 rations for them.
yeah. Thank you for helping me with math.
Okay, so I know of the bag, so I'll take it from the bag. So that's minus 17 rations. I don't know who put it in their inventory, if anyone put it in their inventory.
We have 3 dragons and 1 griffin, right?
2 dragons,
And
1
a wyvern.
and 1 griffin.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
How much for them?
3 pieces each.
8, yeah. So 8, 14.
12.
Yeah, 28 pieces of rations in total. No,
All in all?
26.
26? Okay.
So we have 24 left.
24 rations left, yeah.
Don't you have Goodberry, by the way?
Me? No.
Okay.
What happened with the 20 eggs?
You ate them before sleep.
All right, cool.
Oh, I'll get my ration back then.
Though some people saved theirs.
Yeah, but they are very happy for the rations that you all are divvying out.
I'll skip my rations for today as well. I skipped for 2 days now.
That is a point of exhaustion for you, though.
All right.
So that is disadvantage on checks and saving throws.
Yeah, that didn't make it much difference anyway.
We have today off traveling and tomorrow, right?
You
Or-
think so? Yes.
Okay.
I'll have an evening ration. I won't have a morning ration.
So while everyone's eating,
Yes.
I just tell a stupid story and I give everyone an inspiring thing.
What's the stupid story?
Well, did you know fire? And he just goes on and on about fire.
The different
He's
types of
showing
fires.
the different types of fire. If it's blue, it's like this. If it's yellow, it's like this. You see this kind of smoke. I guess it's
Fair
not very
enough.
inspiring.
Well, it works.
Okay.
Not knowing what he talks about, I walk over to Kevin and his mom, and just hang out there.
Well, all of our party members get 17 temporary HP.
Awesome. So everyone can jot that down, that you have 17 temporary HP.
Done.
That can easily be a lifesaver.
I'm on 136.
Oh my god.
Well, he is a fighter, so
Yeah, I know.
Well, with the temporary, I am on 139.
damn.
Ooh.
Beefy Ranger.
Beefy Ranger, yes.
And when I was talking about the fire, I was showing the different types of fire with my hands.
Fair enough. Like shadow puppets or
I mean,
prestidigitation.
prestidigitation, yeah.
Awesome.
I can just imagine like the kids' eyes in the group going wide and be like so
Oh yeah,
impressed.
they
I
are.
make little dancing fire dragons and stuff.
They are the ones that really is engulfing this.
Yeah, Rosal, she has Raijin outlet. She's letting him watch, but she's holding on to him firmly.
Makes a little
Fair
behir
enough.
fire thing that's blue.
Awesome.
Guys, if you start traveling, I'll head up the back, and keep everyone safe from behind.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're
now-
gonna be in the back with Kasura and Ursula.
Yep.
We do have a scroll of sending that we can get in contact with the castle.
I should probably talk to that monk guy. He was the one who put me in contact with you, and that has worked out so well for me.
Well, I'm glad that it's been working out pretty well for you.
Yeah, well, I've made friends. I've been drunk. What more can you ask for?
Money.
Yeah, I don't have money.
I thought you were missing out on money. But anyway, okay. Let's see. What do we want to ask him or tell him?
I
Tell
don't
him
know
how
if you
many
remember,
people?
but,
25 words you can send.
Okay. 25 words only.
25 words only.
So like a telegram.
Basically.
What's a No.
You know what Telegram is.
Yeah, but Lumicrous does it. Be a singing telegram.
A singogram. Oh no, a stripogram.
Ugh.
A stripogram? What? I can't send that.
No, you can't.
I guess we'd let them know how many refugees are made it from that, and see if they have any more info. Since they gave us a bunch of food, they seem to know a little bit what's going on, huh?
Well, let's do something like this. How many? We have 14 people of the survivors, right? All in all.
How many? 14? No.
14, I think, or more. A little bit more.
Well, there's three babies, so there's at least 17, I think.
17, yeah.
Okay. 17 survivors going
I already told them the dragon was.
to Mirabar.
Yeah.
Well, it would be good to know where they are. So, where are you? What else do we want to know? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words.
I guess Gaston's got a good one going here.
That works. There you have a stripogram.
Anyone
Anyone less perverted who wants to write anything out?
I think Maggie's working on something, Gaston. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Okay. Can you send assistance and supplies, clothes, rations, potions, So it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 17 words.
Could you add some winter clothing in there? It's rather chilly.
You all have winter clothing. Well, except for the
Yeah,
Survivors.
maybe means for the survivors, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll add winter clothes, so that's 18 words. We are in the spine of the world.
Well, maybe shorten that down a bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to locate us specifically.
Well, technically they do know where you are because a rider did see you.
Yeah, we're kind of on the road to Mirabar.
Yeah, they're just like heading to Mirabar, assistance as soon as possible, or something like that.
Yeah, so far I have 17 survivors going to Mirabar. Where are you? Can you send assistance and supplies? Winter clothes, rations, potions. Is that enough?
Heading towards Mirabar so they know where to look for us. Since
Yeah.
it's our
Yeah,
last
she's-
known location.
I said, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as long as they kind of know anyway. It's just to reiterate it, I suppose. Since the Wyvern Rider knows, but the people back at the castle don't. Our message will get there faster, unless the Wyvern Rider got there already.
Well, he would not have gotten there already, but he might have used sending. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. But we don't know. I don't know what
then
else.
I think
Go ahead.
I don't know what else to put in. Also, I think this is enough. Unless anyone else can think of something, I think we can send this.
How many words are left?
How many words are left?
I have 18 words at the moment.
You don't have to use all the words, just so you know.
I know.
Well, yeah, but we can only send it twice, 25 words each, so might as well use it up for whatever we need.
Could we add like an also torches and weapons?
Yes.
And the call is filled with assholes.
What was that?
Yeah.
Except for one. God damn, I don't have enough words.
Add in Maggie. Add in torches and spotted big dragon. Oh shit! I don't know that. Never mind.
I would have told everybody in the morning.
All right. Spotted big dragon circling. That should be 25, right? Add torches. Spotted big dragon circling. That's 24, I think.
Please. Okay, that'd be 25.
Yeah, please would be 25.
I'm at 22. I might add for myself. I have like a gazillion of normal arrows, but okay, out of character. Would it be possible for them to have +1 arrows?
You don't know.
Need arrows.
Add like good arrows and then a please. The please might do everything for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a heart.
Can I? No. Yeah, just say heart at the end. Heart or please, it's up to you.
Quality arrows, please. There we go. That's all. That's 25.
So pronounce heart emoji. It's one word, but it has a dash between.
So I have 17 survivors going to Mirabar. Where are you? Can you send assistance and supplies? Winter clothes, rations, potions. torches, big dragon spotted, quality arrows, please.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we can send.
Okay, so you send that, Lumicris?
Yep.
Okay.
I sing it.
After
Well, then sing it.
I don't remember what it is.
I'll
So-
write it down.
Okay,
Because I want to
perfect.
hear you sing.
Songogram.
Voila.
17 survivors going to Mirabar. Where are you? Can you send assistance and supplies? Winter clothes, rations, and potion. Torches, big dragon spotted. Quality arrows, please.
Rizal had her hands clamped over her ears the entire time.
I'm standing next to Kevin. Just put my arm around his shoulder, and like, where I'm from, we have real music.
So after a few minutes, you get a reply back. Mirabar burning. Don't go. Stay put. Riders on their way. Tra la 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 la.
Tra-la-la is one word.
Yes.
Oh, you're not gonna sing.
No.
What? Okay.
I guess we're staying put.
So, you want the good news or the bad news?
Oh, let's hit us with the bad news first. Can't get much worse than this.
He didn't sing back.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
You can never trust that monk, really, can you?
No, I don't even know why I talked to him.
You know elves.
Mirabar is burning.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, and Mirabar is burning. And they're coming to get us. That's good news.
Oh, well, considering it's you, so yeah, Mirabar burning is probably a good thing. But Mirabar, there's were a lot of people in that city.
Were you saying this in front of all the survivors?
Where are they?
Around us.
Around you.
Everybody calm down. I mean, Lumicris is kind of an idiot, so he probably did.
So a lot of people start crying because they have family in Mirabar, and some wail out, "We're doomed."
We're not doomed. Just Mirabar it.
I'll give out 1 platinum to everyone who stops crying right this moment.
It doesn't help.
Rizal's just gonna move away from
Oh,
the group. She
I'm
does
so
not
sorry.
like this.
Oh dear.
Have the baby started crying?
Yes.
All right, I'm moving away from the group.
Yeah, she has her hands clamped tightly over her ears.
It's okay, everyone. Like, come on. They're coming to pick us up. You'll get to see a flying castle. I'm sorry about your family.
Oh, you insensitive group of people. Well, at least not you, Lumi. No, I don't mean anything bad, but come on. Obviously, they're gonna cry. It's fine that they cry. I understand. This is an extremely stressful situation. They thought they're going to a safe place, and now that safe place is bloody burning. So, of course they're gonna cry. What the fuck did you expect?
Flying
It's
castle,
fine.
guys.
I'm sorry, I shout from distance, running after Rizal, also running away from the sound. I'm sorry, I just can't stand babies crying.
Well, she
I-
can't say anything. She is very uncomfortable.
I go to some of the babies and mothers, and I try to calm them down and soothe them and whatever, like sing, just hold the babies and try to calm down the mothers. Like whatever I can do, I'm just calming down the group for the next however long it takes.
I hold my flask out. Does anyone now want a drink?
People are lining up.
Don't worry, it's unlimited. Here, just take. Don't give it to kids. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. Well, I'll follow the other party members.
It will take some time, but they after half an hour of sobbing and crying, it start to calm down. But but before that, you follow the rest of the party.
As we're walking away, I'm folding the cape of spell absorption that I have. I'm folding it like so it'll be like a scarf-ish, and I just hand to Rizal, and this might help with the crying sounds.
No, it's fine. I just don't like being around large groups like that, especially when they get noisy like that. Noisy.
Oh, well, I thought this has sort of spells, and crying is sort of, I don't know, it could be magical.
No, it's fine. Just you
Okay.
keep it.
And I'll just wait for Lumi.
Oh boy, I really messed up there. Sorry. I wasn't thinking. I just
Well, it's their own fault, really, because they had family in Mirabar and they weren't there for them.
Hey,
How much you want to bet that little shit survived?
I mean, it is on fire. I could burn him and no one would know the difference. Huh?
Yeah, I'm just a bit sad that I think Kevin's mom had some friends in there, but we'll take
Yeah.
care of her. We'll set them up nicely.
It's a big city. I doubt it. Like, no one got away. That's almost impossible.
Yeah, I missed that. Was it blacksmith? He was really fun. I hope he survived.
The old guy, or
Yeah,
was
the
it?
old guy.
Maybe.
He seemed like he had traveled the world and knew how to live through a, well, maybe not dragon fire, but yeah.
Maybe. It would be Dragonfire, wouldn't it? Maybe. What if it's a coincidence? I mean,
Well, there are arsonists running around. They've been in Neverwinter, that I've heard of, at least.
they're everywhere. I mean, it's hard to resist fire sometimes,
Yeah, I totally get that, because you just want to get a roast on the way, and then you sort of burn down the tavern. It's not my fault that you didn't fireproof it. Call the fire marshal.
Yeah, like some of these definitely aren't up to code. I've seen it.
I think we broke Poem again.
Well, that's what you get for living on a highly flammable plane.
I didn't choose to live here.
I know.
I was born here.
I was just born this way.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
It's stupid events, bringing Dragonborn onto different planes. Yeah.
Well, we should probably head back to the rest of the, to the rest of the party and see how
Yeah.
they're going.
I gave them my flask. They're probably all wasted by now, so we should be
I
good to
still
go
need-
back.
I still need time alone.
You
All right.
sure?
I'm sorry.
You sure?
Yes.
Do you
please.
want us to send like one of the mounts over here to keep you compassion, or?
No, I'm fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah. I'll stay here. Let me know if they're still crying or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'll come running back.
I figured. Don't let anyone steal my flask. All right.
Yep. I'll walk the I don't know 150 meters back and meet up with Maggie, and I'll try and soothe people as well because I don't realize it was a stupid thing running away.
There were when we get back, people have started to calm down a bit, but they're still sobbing, and they are drinking. So yeah.
I like as they're drinking, I try to remind people like I understand that that feels like a very good thing right now, but also try not to take too much because we might have to start traveling soon. So you'll need your strength and your stamina and your well balance.
Are any of the nursing women drinking?
No.
Oh, good, because I was gonna go around and hit them.
Hit them?
Oh yeah.
You mean hit on them?
No, like slap the flask out of their hand, hit them.
Ah, okay. Like going around punching the nursing women. Like, what the fuck?
No. It came out wrong. I meant like a slap at most.
Yeah.
Just walks up to him, just full on gauntlet to the face. No drinking.
So your mother is drinking. Well, have some rapier.
Oh.
Knowing my luck, I would probably just hit myself.
She deflects it with her hand right back into you.
Yeah, it's not derailing this very serious moment.
It's fine.
It'd be awesome if she was actually a monk.
Yeah.
And suddenly everyone turns into ninjas.
I knew it.
Are there any religious people around here? I just ask to the people that are gathered around.
None of them are putting up their hands. Given the time that they've had in the settlement, they have had enough of religion.
Right. I don't know if you pray to any deity or whatever, but in these times of grave need, prayer might do some good actually to bring people together. So if we could get someone who has some belief to hold a prayer, I am with you.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh, god damn it.
With disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I know. And it's charisma also, I'm rolling with double disadvantage.
So 9.
Yep. Yeah, I used my only crit.
Yep.
Oh no.
Well, good to get those low rolls out though.
Low? 15 and 13.
Compared to your level. Anyway, the police fall on deaf ears. They are wallowing in their sadness at the moment. Yeah, but you didn't roll an attack now.
No, but it was still a miss because disadvantage.
So, anyways,
I'll fetch the flask because people are they seem drunk enough at the moment.
roll
For what we're
investigation.
doing. I'll just shout. Well, not shout out, but say quite loudly. Who was the last one to have the flask?
No one is responding.
Because there's a dragonborn sorcerer back there who really wants it back, and he's not afraid to use fire.
No one is responding.
I'll go to Lumicrous and relay this message.
It's magical. There's no backwash. Ah. I guess they're just standing there, you know, quietly. Say what?
Basically, they had passed the flask around and filled up small containers to drink from.
Hey, you know what? No one's leaving until I get my flask back, okay? I'm not gonna say it now, but when the
So, what are you guys planning?
Staying put until the riders come.
Yeah, I'll make sure Rizal's okay, and maybe I might end up taking Jerry up in the air and scout around a little bit, make sure we're not being followed.
I'll do that on the ground.
Okay.
She just wants to be away from everybody right now.
Okay. Perception, Lumicris. I'll say advantage because with Jerry. $15. When you're up there, you do see a lot of moving specks of shadows in the air. They're not moving towards you, they're moving towards the settlement, which is now a crater.
What the fuck? What triggered this? All right, I guess I'll fly around for a little bit and go back down.
Okay.
Everybody, don't worry. Mirabar looked mostly fine, I think.
When I said the settlement, that is towards the glacier. You
okay.
can see it, like you cannot see that far to the
Okay.
the glacier, but you can imagine it being a crater.
Yeah, but maybe I'm lying now.
Maybe.
I was flying around for a while and I came back. Yeah, they're mostly peasants. They don't know how far it is.
Touche. Except for the Dovina that is giving you a really harsh look.
She thinks he's helping, okay? I'm sorry for everything that's happened. I feel like it's my fault.
How is it your fault you didn't start the fire in Mirabar?
What happened up there? I gave him the thing.
Huh?
Gave him the bell. That's probably what triggered that. And what happened at Mirabar?
Maybe. We don't know. It could have been also something very natural. It could have been just a small fire that started outside of Mirabar. It doesn't have to be us.
I don't believe in coincidences.
As you say that,
Do I get hit on the head?
no, but a drunk teenager throws the flask at you,
What?
screaming, "So it's your fault."
No. They just said it wasn't.
You said that you gave them something, and he slurs his word a little bit, triggering all of this.
No, that is not what he said.
I heard him.
Are you sure?
You're also drunk.
I heard you. And he looks around. Did anyone else hear him? And a few hands
Who?
comes up.
Who gave him alcohol? What? Well, listen. They were going to kill my family.
While we're moving about, I gave them like the short version of the story that happened, and while also trying to explain that we genuinely don't know what happened in Mirabar, and we don't know whether it's connected to what happened up there or not.
While Lumicrest says family, I scamper over and check on the family members.
They're fine. They look exactly the same as when you left them.
I'll fix it.
So how did people react to me telling them the story?
They make a persuasion check. Okay. Majority of them take it to heart that by giving the bell, you had no choice, and you could not predict what would happen. But the drunk teenager is stomping away angrily.
If I knew it was going to kill that many people, I wouldn't have done it.
I'll run after the drunk teenager.
One of the mothers come up to you, Lumicris, and holding their baby and placing a hand on your shoulder. Well, I'm for one is very grateful. I'm still alive because of you. And this was the Kevin's mom.
Right.
I'm sorry.
The teenager, is that Kevin run through the flask and stuff?
Yes.
All right, I'll run after him.
It's very easy. He can't really run straight.
Did you go back to the group, Lumi, or are you still a little ways away?
Well, he was talking to
I was just talking to all the
Maggie.
people. Yeah.
Okay, so you did go back.
Yeah. When I landed, I told everybody about that stuff, and then they heard me speak to some people. And you can motion for him if you want him.
Yeah, she does.
I'll go walk towards her while he chases Kevin.
Okay. Just both of you make a dex just to see who I will play out first.
Dex what?
And I mean Lumicris and Gaston. Just
Gaston can go. Yeah.
Okay. Gaston, you catch up to Kevin.
Yeah. Sorry I had to hear that, but that was the truth, that we didn't know what would happen, and, well, we had to save his sister, and I point towards where she's lying.
Oh, sorry.
And we were basically being blackmailed, and we did not know any of this would happen, but on a scale of monk to barbarian, how drunk are you?
That was creative.
I think like sorcerer and bard are in the middle.
That was very creative. He starts punching a tree, not acknowledging if he heard you or not.
I swing him around and I give him the rapier and use this instead. Then you'll become a skilled fighter in no time.
That's a magical rapier, right?
No, it's just +3.
So it's magical. Okay.
Yeah, but it's unbound.
Yeah, no, but if he would have taken a normal rapier and punch it against a tree, it would bend and render it useless.
Yeah, no, it's a +3.
Okay, so he just starts wailing at it. No grace at all, just wailing.
And Kevin, come on, look at me, man.
He spins around.
How drunk are you? Because I might have an idea that might cheer you up just now, not in the long run, but just now.
I don't know.
Well, do you want to fly?
No, I just want to think.
Oh, well, you can think while the ice air is flowing around your head 100 feet up in the air.
No, I think it's best that I just stay here.
All right.
And think for a bit.
I'll just sit with you and I'll be quiet. Whenever you need me, I'll be here.
He just put you into a hug.
I'm confused and I pat him lightly on the head.
And that's where we leave that.
Yep.
Lumicris and Razal.
Yeah, sorry. I was loud. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
What is it?
This may be very far-fetched on my part, and it may just be my hatred talking, but what if he was part of the cult? I mean, think about it. He wanted Bahir's dead. He was greedy. He had a bunch of wealth.
Oh my god.
What if he is the cause
He
of
burned
the fire?
Mirabar. He burned Mirabar down.
Are you drunk?
Yes, I am.
What?
Oh no, don't drink and fly! If you remember doing that on World of Warcraft, you know it cannot go well.
No, but you turn off end lock and then you press the numpad 0 and you fly backwards in loops.
Well,
It still doesn't go well! No, I did manage to fly around Dalaran once while drunk. Don't ask me how.
I've been playing since vanilla. I've been drinking WoW. Just quick side story. When I learned to tank, I was shit-faced, and the main tank was also shit-faced. I've been tanking for 8 years since.
Were you a fighter?
Warrior.
Yeah, warrior tanking. Okay, well, that's kind of explains this because you can just face roll the keyboard to tank like that.
Not in Burning Crusade.
Fair enough.
I think that was more Paladin in Burning Crusade, I think.
Yeah, Paladin was just like hit your head on a keyboard. Hunter always, they had one macro and they just banned that. Anyway, back to D&D.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, that was me.
I agree.
Still don't drink and fly.
I agree.
Well, if he did kill Raijin's siblings, it's for the better because, yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Dragonfire.
Not by
Look,
much.
look. Oh, it was probably they didn't feel anything, most likely. But that gives me a reason to kill him.
Me too. Definitely.
Well, he was an asshole too. I mean, I've been killing a lot of people. He's probably dead anyway. I mean, it's on fire. Unless he is the cult. I'm just gonna keep rambling until someone stops me. Okay.
The only person close to you is Rashal.
I know, that's what
Yep.
I'm glad you don't think I'm crazy. Thank you, Lumi.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. I don't know what to do.
I don't either. Though, I was going to ask you something, but I don't think it's a good time.
What?
You said that Skrull had more than one charge, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of maybe trying to contact my father, though, to see if he's actually on this plane.
Oh, your daddy? Yeah. I can't do it. I don't know him.
I would have to do it, or
Can
I could tell you what to say. I don't know how it
him.
works. Would I be able to use it, or is it just for no, she just waves her fingers.
Is it can I cast it on someone?
Nope.
No. No, I think I have to do it. Can you you can describe him very, very well. Like crazy amount of detail.
Yeah, she does. Best she can remember anyway.
How muscly is he?
He's a Gith! Not very. He's like me, you know?
So muscly then. Does he have an eye patch?
No.
Pirate hat?
What? Eye patch? What?
Uh,
Why are you asking if he has an eye patch? I'm confused.
Didn't you say he was a pirate or something?
A pirate of Gith, yes, but he never wore an eye patch. What? What? No, he never wore an eye patch.
Damn. All right. I guess I'll sit here and try and figure out if I can send this guy a message. What do you want me to send him? I don't know if I can.
Oh, above game, I'll have to write something real quick.
But we can just do that while people do other things. You can keep describing him to me, and we can write something down while actual other things are getting done.
Yeah, I really should have had it written. I should have wrote it down. I was thinking about it, but I was like,
Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. No, I just noticed something with the spell. I won't disclose it.
Okay.
Until you decide to use it, that is.
Okay. So yeah, well, she's writing that. You can do something. Yeah.
Yeah. So people are calming down. People have started taking care of their the fires and such, and trying to comfort one another. There's small talking happening.
Oh, this is 25 words exactly.
Do you want me to sing it?
No, definitely not.
You just hear a loud shout from like the back of everything when I heard the singing. No!
Above Gaming want to post it in chat so you can read
Okay.
it.
Which chat? Oh, that one. The one on the screen. Yeah, it's quiet though, ain't it? All right. Any second, it's coming. I promise. What she said. Oh,
Oh, my foot is itching.
Well, this is going on, and Kevin keeps stabbing the tree. Could I walk over to what's your name? Lucy's character,
Kasura.
Kasura, and ask her if she can help me cut up some wood and make like a training dummy?
Sure. She takes out one of her +2 war axes and start chopping away.
I'll go back to Kevin and ask him to hand me the rapier before he really damages it. And
It's
tell him
gonna
that-
take a lot to damage a magical weapon.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that,
Well, that's true.
and I want my rapier back.
Okay. After a few minutes, 20 minutes, she hands you over on what could be passable for a training dummy.
And I'll just teach. Oh, is Kevin cool down?
Okay.
Oh, why did you write that there? I don't want to see that.
It's
oh,
fine.
no, it's fine.
I said I was going to post it there.
If she didn't want you to see it, she would have written it somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
I would have told you guys that I sent a message to her, like father, unless she
Yeah.
doesn't want me to. So
All right, cool. Yeah.
And
I'll
the
make-
original was 27 words, so I had to take 2 out because I can't count.
So, do you want me to talk like this, or do you want me to just talk normally?
Do what you need to do.
I'll try to mimic your voice in my head.
Interesting. Okay, so you send that.
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, roll 1d100 for me. Okay, so it managed to find its mark. Now roll persuasion. Okay, 17. Okay, so can only answer 25 back. Don't know who you are, but I'm guessing you are a friend of Rasal. I am not in that plane. Will contact later. No, will contact. Take care. Her. 25.
Can you post it?
No, I cannot.
He doesn't remember the. It's okay. It's on my VOD.
Yeah.
The DM blaming us for not taking notes properly.
Suck a dick.
Yeah, well, you're coming here soon.
Never mind. Anyway, so you get that message, and the scroll burns up. You get the feeling that it came to the right person, and that he will contact again.
Yeah, I believe so because he did say her name and not Resi. So
Yes.
I tell her, look, he didn't buy my voice, but I think it was your daddy, and he said he's not on this plane, but he wants to contact soon. So
Okay.
if he gets a chance, he's going to try and get a hold of you or me. Probably you, though, I'd imagine.
Quick question. Sorry. Did one of you steal the mirror? By the way.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, I will keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, I wanted to look at that anyway while we're.
Am I gonna regret it?
No, you can give it to me. Let me look at it.
You take it.
That squeal.
Right, Rizal, come with just. Do you have that mirror piece?
Yes, I do, and it was a full mirror, I think.
It was. Well, it's
my
basically a
God.
bunch of.
Collapsed when I grabbed it. Something?
Yes, it's a bunch of shards that once you hold it, it collapses in on itself.
Okay, well, I guess the rest of the day I'm gonna look at that. You okay, Rizal?
I'm trying to be.
Hey, your daddy sounded very manly.
Well, why do you think I'm here?
I'll pat her on the back and you coming?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go join the group. I'm just gonna stay.
Oh, come on, man.
No, too many people.
Okay, we'll go check on Jerry.
Yeah, I will.
What? What do you mean?
It's just a horrible, horrible joke.
No, it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Did I say something wrong?
No. I'm just an idiot.
In real life.
Oh god, that joke.
Yeah. Like Ronja, who's watching, she calls me daddy.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Yeah, I guess I got the mirror. I'm walking back. I'm gonna study it the rest of the day, unless people talk
Okay.
to me.
if any, I saw what you wrote, Gaston, and fair enough, you do that. That is very easy to do, and that will sober him up.
Before I look at the mirror, do you guys need help with that? Carving the stuff?
Gaston?
Well, I'm training in self-defense, and I think Kassura went off to make makeshift wooden daggers. And, well, if you want to assist, you could, but I don't want the training damage to be set on fire, because it took quite a while to make, actually. But if you could teach them about some dragon, or some lore about the undead or the skeletons and where to strike best, that would be awesome.
Okay, with skeletons, hit them with a hammer, because there's nothing to stab.
Well, I'm
Okay.
screwed then.
Yeah, but we're making makeshift daggers for everyone, or as many as we can,
Oh,
and where to best hit. Like, I think the spine might be the best spot, but
yeah. Or if you could like stab into like the hip bone holes and like pick them up and throw them, or stab them in the eye socket and like try and like pull their heads off.
I love this.
do any of the people take any of this note? That we're trying to just train to survive the night if we get attacked.
Go for the knees, I guess. If you want to kick their knees, it might knock the skeletons down. Don't let a zombie grab you.
No, if a zombie, like it looks like a human, but it's not moving like a human. It's just going for you, reaching out for you. Try to get as far away as possible and shout for one of us.
Yeah, because I got grabbed once and it was very scary. Like it was trying to bite my face.
And if possible, take up a hot coal and throw it at the zombies. They really don't like fire. It might hurt you, but it will hurt them more.
Better than being eaten. Yeah. Don't actually reach into flames, like just the coals on the of a dying fire. And unless you have no choice, then you can pick a log up and swing it like a flaming mace.
Since the fires are magical, have they kept burning? Have you like concentrated on them during the day, so they kept burning during the day? We're still in the middle of the spine of the world.
Yeah, the thing is, his magical fire only starts a bonfire and then it disappears. So you have to put logs over it to keep the fire going after the bonfire.
Oh, I'm guessing me, Kassura, and Ursula has been doing that, like between.
The dwarf lady, Ursula and Kassura have been keeping an eye, and even some of the mothers have been keeping an eye on the fires.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How do I need like a percentage roll to see how many percent of the women have taken up any of the self-defense?
No. That's fine.
All right, cool.
Like it's just pure basic. In my mind.
But basically, just how to hold a dagger and where to stab for most efficiency.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. Lumicris, the mirror, right?
Yeah, I'll have Maggie, if she's not busy, come over.
Yeah, sure.
You know little magic too. I helped a little bit with you.
Yeah,
So
I do.
We got this magical mirror. We need to figure it out.
Okay, I'll help as much as I can.
Yeah, I guess I set it on the ground.
Okay. Arcana with advantage.
Oh, I didn't do both. What? Oh.
Nice, a crit. So, it still takes you, both of you, some time, but together you manage to figure out that this mirror is a lost relic.
Guys,
It's,
this is a. Oh, okay, sorry.
yeah.
No, I was just telling everybody.
It's a lost relic. It's a mirror of communication. There is only one mother mirror, which you have. But when it's used, a mirror apparates in front of the person you want to contact, and it allows you to talk to one another for 10 minutes. Can be used once a day. It recharges at dawn.
What should we call this thing? Talkie mirror?
Mirror of communication. He said that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
but
not
this
something?
is this is ludicrous.
Oh. Well, should we... I just turned to Ursula. Can't you tell your demon daddy that you're in trouble?
Oh, I've done that.
Oh, okay. How is your frog, by the way?
That's Kasura, and she just give the widest smile and just points.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mean Cupcake? And she holds out her pseudo dragon that is just hating his existence.
I'm
Yeah,
just waiting
him.
for him to sigh. Thank you.
I'm okay.
But Cupcake, have
I
you
give him a little scratch on the head.
Cupcake, have you sent around here that we should be worried about, other than, well, the world is sort of on fire?
No.
What good are you?
Not much.
Oh, don't say that, little guy.
I'll bite your face off when you sleep.
See? You're
Aren't you
good
a
at
sweetheart?
something.
We love you.
Please just end me.
I give him a kiss on the cheek just to see how he will react.
Oh, he shrugs back and snaps at you.
Back.
He's okay. So how a find familiar works is basically a spirit get attached into another form. So he is forced to be with Ursula.
For all we know, he was happy being dead before that happened.
Exactly.
Well, little guy, what could we what could we do to make you happy and be a little more appreciative of us?
Release me from this torment.
Can't do that. Other than that,
Well, actually, how would we release you? How would one release you?
He looks over at Ursula and just like shrugs and Ursula looks at all of you and says, "Oh, I am the only one that can do that," with the biggest, creepiest smile on her face.
Oh, it's her familiar, guys. It's okay.
well,
I know those.
if he says, is Ursula, is that a demon trapped in like a little kitten's body or a little familiar body?
Yes,
Oh, it is. Well, then,
and it's a pseudo dragon.
pseudo dragon, kitten dragon. I don't know the difference.
Fair enough.
I've heard that you can make deals with demons, and if you could release it to guard us tonight, I could make a deal.
No, I'm not gonna do that. You can make a deal with me.
Well, when I die, from old age or from my own stupidity, you can have my soul if you make him guard us tonight.
She turns over and looks greatly into the Cupcake. You will guard us tonight, right? With a really creepy smile. And Cupcake just like, I don't need sleep anyway.
Ain't that adorable?
Yeah, so Cupcake has first watch.
Oh, before you go away, and she takes your hand, Gaston, and scratches some blood from your palm.
Yeah.
Now it's a deal.
A deal has been made. I am aware of this.
Hmm.
But you also have to protect us tonight, so no harm will come to us, and that is the deal.
That's not what you said.
Protect us, I said.
Didn't you say watch over us?
No, protect and guard.
He said protect.
Okay. Yes.
So I sold my soul to a little demon, to a little warlock girl and her demon pet
Yes.
for protection. Yep. All right. Cool.
Yeah, for one night.
Yep.
Hmm.
Gaston isn't the smartest.
Lumicrous is just watching with his eyes narrowed. Thought she was a little kid.
I can disclose this. Yeah, because me and Maddie have been talking about this before. In her mind, she is a little kid.
Okay, here's a cookie.
She's like it's like a demolish or something in for real.
No clue. You have no clue.
No. No, but she looks like a little kid and she thinks she is, but she also has demonic knowledge. So yeah. we sort of figured she wasn't a little kid.
Well,
Lumicrous has no clue. He's an idiot. He just thinks she's an adorable little kid.
I need to rectify something. She doesn't have demon knowledge. It's more devil knowledge.
Thank you.
Yes, so that is my bad from the very beginning that I started calling demon daddy and such.
Oh, okay.
It's actually devil daddy.
That sort of makes
Thank
it
you.
worse.
It's
You're
been driving me
welcome.
nuts for the longest time.
I am sorry.
You could have said something.
she
asked me
did
not
to me. She did to me.
Yeah, but I basically sold my soul to one of the many
A devil,
devils.
yeah.
Uh,
You have no clue.
Lucifer.
You have no clue which devil is her daddy. Also,
No.
Yeah,
But
I helped
I
Colin
also
pick out which one, but we're not saying yet.
I also said dying fighting or from old age.
your own. You said your own stupidity or old age.
Yeah, my own stupidity or old age. And
Yes.
sleeping during the night isn't stupidity. That's common sense.
No, it's not. It's common sense.
And the thing about devils, they will twist your deal against you.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll
This
keep
is gonna be
giving her
fun.
cookies.
Yeah, but I think the DM has sort of started to like my character, so he won't kill him off like rocks fall, you die.
Yeah. No. I would never do it like that unless you ask me to.
Hey, for a change, you don't want to kill your character fast.
Yeah, exactly. I've grown attached to this character for some fucking reason because it's just a bland fighter.
You do well though. At least in roleplay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I have written that down.
I've just sold my soul to a devil, and how does the party react?
Lumicrous
Well-
was just watching with like disbelief, and he thinks that Ursula's a kid, so he's like, "Huh, here's a cookie, I guess."
Yay, a cookie!
He doesn't believe like
to be
that it's
fair-
anything.
To be fair, none of you knows that she is a devil. Like when she says devil daddy or demon daddy, you honestly don't know really much what she is talking about because none of you have been asking about it with her.
Yeah, Lumicrous just thinks she's a kid with a big imagination.
Yeah, that has some magical abilities.
Yeah, with a
And
familiar
Rizal
pet.
has no idea because she's not there right now.
Because, you know, he knows pseudo dragons can be familiar. So he's like, oh, she's just some kind of little sorcerer or something that.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure it will be brought up so you can know that I sold my soul to a devil sometime during the evening.
Oh yeah. He was watching the whole time. He just doesn't
Yeah,
think
I
it's
went for
anything.
Rizal.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kassur was like next to her, and I think the dwarf lady was also around because they were doing things together.
Rizal was off with
yeah.
talking to Jerry.
You were off, but I think you'll get the hearsay during the evening anyway.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll mention. Be like, see the little kid? It was so cute. She pretended to take his soul.
Yes, pretended.
Quote unquote.
Yes.
What is it like? Time of day, like 3, 4?
Afternoon, yeah.
I also mentioned that the mirror. Funny thing, we can use it to talk to people. Like maybe once a day.
Oh, it works exactly like the sending spell. It has the attribute of a sending spell, except that you can talk to the person for full on 10 minutes.
But like 10 minutes of chat. Like,
Exactly. So no word limitation.
see, I knew we should have stole it. I knew it.
Yeah, you did good. I actually, you were lucky because I rolled dice to what the mirror was gonna be. So you actually lucked out.
Nice. It's almost like an orb of sending, but better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can make a real strip
Instead of a pager, it's a cell phone.
Basically, yes.
No, I can make a real stripprogram.
Oh, you're right.
I can just see Lumicrous like, oh, the robe is coming off.
Oh no, the shoulder. Oh, what's happened?
I don't know any of you.
What do dragonborns go off on? Like, is it the more spikes, the better?
Anyway.
Back to the game.
Please?
Oh, Christ.
Gaston. Yeah. She's just a little kid, you know, like. I don't think she really stole your soul. It's just a pseudo dragon, yeah.
She looks at you, Lumicrous, and says, yes, I am this old, and hold up 2 hands.
See?
No, it's fine. I do feel a bit weaker than usually, but that's probably just because of the wound and the exhaustion.
Yeah, it could be the blood loss, yeah.
Yeah, the 3 drops of blood.
Yeah, you might. Maybe you have a medical condition.
I might need a little of a lay down.
All
Yeah,
right, well.
you need to eat and rest to get rid of that exhaustion.
I'll walk up to who has it's Maggie. I'll walk up to Maggie and ask if I can have like a ration now because I'm feeling really faint.
It's actually Lumicrous that has it.
Oh, I'll still ask Maggie because I thought she had them.
Yeah, you can ask Lumi. He has them.
Oh, but she's so far away.
Hey, stop.
I'll walk the 50 meters back to him like, Lumi, could I maybe bother you for the ration? And could you maybe warm it a little bit? Because I haven't had food in like 2 days now.
Oh yeah. Here, let me get it out. I'll put it in a bowl and everything. Here.
Oh, thank you. I'll
Get a
just
little-
chow down.
Yeah, get the little mess kit out and warm it up.
Yeah. And it is not the most delicious, but in your mind, it is the best thing ever.
I'll eat half, and then I'll walk over to Kevin and ask him if he wants to rest.
Kevin is still swinging away, and Kasura is teaching him different stances.
I'll just have the full ration then.
Okay. So, is there anything else you would like to do before nightfall?
As I pass Kasura, I want to casually mention that some familiar wanted my soul for protection, and then not speak about it ever again.
She just looks at you like, the fuck?
Yeah, that's it. I'm
Okay.
done for the evening.
Yeah, I can't think of too much else.
We're keeping the fires going. People are, well, hungry, but they're not exhausted. And
They're not starving anymore.
And the more Lumicrous thinks about it, the more he keeps looking at Gaston, just like, But other than that, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to magically investigate it, Lumi?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Roll an Arcana with disadvantage, because this is a type of magic that you do not have full knowledge of. Okay, 10. You do know that devils comes in many shapes and forms.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll cast Detect Magic.
Well, all of you in the party basically lights up like a beacon in some way, except for Gaston, because he doesn't have any magic.
I know. I just figured if I could see like the different types of magic going around.
I don't think
Ah.
psionics would count, would they?
Let me check. That is a very valid point.
You sold out.
Yeah, I think at the end there were 4 demons, 1 devil, and 1 lich who wanted my soul when I died.
Battle Royale for it.
Yeah, and I was a level 19 barbarian too when I died, so it was a powerful soul.
Oh god.
What the fuck?
Okay, psionics are considered a form of magic.
Okay.
So everyone is lighting up except for Gaston. Oh, and Kasura. But her weapons and Gaston's weapon are lighting up.
Okay.
You see and feel a very dark aura from Ursula. Like very dark.
While she's like playing with toys or something. La la.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. Think like a nightmare child.
Oh, well, if a dragonborn could sweat.
And Cupcake is just staring at you right now.
Toothy grin.
Yeah, as much.
You don't have any creepy music box tunes for this.
Ursula was Maddie, right?
Yeah.
I'll just notify her that she has my soul.
I have already done it.
Alright, cool.
That must be a random message for her.
You have Gunder's soul, his soul.
Yeah.
She was confused. She might actually join in.
Yeah, creepy music box music while the detect magic was going off.
Basically, like, yeah, exactly. Okay, Maddie might join in. She was confused of the days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember that when I was in school, elementary school and high school. Tracking days during summer, you just forget which day is what.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This sounds like a really good intro for a dubstep song.
Oh yeah.
I used to whistle that when I was younger.
That doesn't sound creepy at all at this moment.
And like the lights fading all around Lumicrous just staring.
Like I have all of the creepy music on the grimdark side of Roll20. I don't have it on this one.
You don't expect it really for this one.
No, not really. But
Even though we
yeah,
have a double kid with us.
yeah. So you feel, Lumicrous, that something isn't right, but you cannot identify 100% what it is, what type of magic it is. But you get a very dark feeling about her.
Oh. Hmm. Is the pseudo dragon still looking at me? Is Cupcake still looking? Cupcake?
Oh yeah, he is.
Give him a wave?
He just nods slowly at you.
What aura does Cupcake have?
Same dark purplish, and it's almost like a tether between Cupcake and Ursula. And there is a slight tether from Gaston to Ursula now.
Oh.
Don't forget the mirror.
Well, the mirror doesn't have a dark aura about it.
Yeah, look at the mirror
He said
too.
he was
huh?
moving away, and I was reminding him not to leave it.
Oh no, I put it in my pocket when I was done looking at it.
That's good.
They stealing my flask. I ain't gonna let that mirror lay around.
Well, he did throw the flask at you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but they sort of stole it at first.
Yeah. If I had said nothing, he would have still had it.
Okay, she will not be joining in because she is almost blackout drunk.
Well, join the club.
Lol. Okay.
Well, maybe
So, yeah,
next time.
She got confused on the days, so she went to a friend's place. She didn't think that we were gonna play today, so she's almost blackout drunk.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's easy to get confused sometimes.
She says hi to everyone, and she's happy that she has your soul.
Oh.
That couldn't sound any more sinister if you tried.
Yeah.
So, anywho, that happened. Let's take a 5-minute break.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I need something to drink.
All right. Well, guys, short interlude here. I'll play. I'll do a little interlude thing for you. We will be right back. There you go. A little more lighthearted, huh? Yeah, there we go.
Oh, ice cold cola.
Yum.
Yeah, the detect magic is actually very versatile.
Yeah, like as a wizard, I always have that. I mean, sorcerer not so much, but I decided to have utility. You know. I also love like identify because I can ritual cast it, but I can't have it.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello. Do.
Ooh, I want that adventure book. The Witchlight, The Wild Beyond.
Is that the Feywild one?
Yeah.
I bought it.
You did?
What?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you have to tell me about it later.
I will.
Like, I want that one, the Ravenloft one, and the Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Hmm.
Because who doesn't want a horse with butterfly wings?
Okay. Wait. A horse with butterfly wings?
Yes. And a cat with butterfly wings.
Everything has butterfly wings.
That'll murder you. It's Faye. I want it.
And I just wanted the Fey dice.
Oh, did you get the alternative cover?
I am not doing that again. I am not ordering physical again. After what happened to my
Okay.
alternative cover Ravenloft book, no.
Yeah, some of the pages on the inside were damaged.
Did you get a refund at least?
It wasn't that bad, but I just didn't want to mess with it, you know?
It was like
fair
it was
enough.
like a couple little holes. You could still read it, and the trouble of like sending it back and getting another one, you know.
Still made me mad though.
Yes, the cover's fine though, for the most part, as far as I know.
It
I
still
just
sucks.
wanted the Fey dice for D&D Beyond.
Nice.
I also bought one of the Fizbin books that's coming out for the Dragon dice. I'm addicted to collecting dice on D&D Beyond.
Oh, this can be a fucking great adventure, though. I'm soon done. Basically, the adventure takes place in a carnival.
That's
Oh.
amazing.
That's cool.
I'm so glad I bought this.
I've sent the pictures. Like, come
That
on,
looks so cool.
who doesn't want a horse with butterfly wings or a flying cat with butterfly wings?
Right?
Fucking fragile wings, but still.
That is a long tail on that cat too.
Oh yeah,
that's
almost like a
that's a big
displacer cat.
I want to say something, but I'm not going to.
Oh no, they have carousels and ticket booths.
Oh my gosh. The fun of the Feywild for all the family, huh?
If you know anything about the Feywild, that's yeah,
Yeah, that's dangerous.
very dangerous, especially since time goes differently there.
Oh yeah.
That's why I like Fey warlocks.
Oh yeah, they're just demented. Anyway, sorry.
It's okay.
Yes,
Everybody's back, I
okay.
think.
I think so too.
I hope
Good.
so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, night comes around, and Cupcake is taking the first watch.
I'll take second.
Okay. Who
Third.
takes the third? Okay. Okay, so everyone is starting to hunker down. Cupcake is looking around, giving out sighs from time to time.
Keeping an eye on them.
Keeping an eye on everyone. At the end of his shift, he comes and sits on your chest, Lumicris, just staring at you until you wake up.
In my sleep, I grab him like a teddy bear.
Yeah. And he bites you.
I bite him.
How much does a fine familiar pseudo-dragon have in HP?
It's not like a hard bite. Jesus. I think they have
Yeah,
like
but,
1 or 2 HP, I think.
Familiar. No, they actually have more than that. Okay, so half an HP point of damage. He
I open
bites you
my eyes.
again.
Now, as I bite him, I open my eyes.
He's just staring at you. It is your turn. Please let me go.
Okay. I guess I stopped biting him.
Your arms, please.
Oh! Sorry.
Thank you. And he skitters away to Ursula.
What do he taste like?
Nothing much.
Just like a pseudo dragon.
Kind of like a pseudo dragon, but a bit more sour. Think like sour milk.
Prestidigitation in my mouth. Ugh. Okay, I'll get up. And look around the camp and do my watch. I don't have too much to do.
Yeah. He's still just looking at you.
I keep glancing over at him. You bit me first. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. That's why I asked.
So, anything you would like to do for your watch?
Doesn't Cupcake take first watch?
He already has.
If Cupcake still look at me, is like, did anything happen?
No dangers in a 300 feet radius.
But what if it's 310 feet away?
That's not me.
Well, I'll make sure the fires are, stable, and throw some more wood in them, and that's that. I think that's it. Yeah, 301.
Okay, just roll on perception for me. Okay. A bit creeped out with the knowledge of what you've seen of Cupcake and Ursula. It seems very uneventful during the night. But after a few hours into your watch, Kevin comes to you and sits down, not next to you, but slightly off to the side.
Hey, kid.
Hey, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for throwing your flask at you.
Hey, you were drunk. Not allowed to do
Yeah.
that anyway.
My head hurts.
Have you learned anything?
Whatever in that flask is not a suitable thing to drink.
When you're older. And not as much.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But I just wanted to say that I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm the one that's sorry.
No, I understand. I would have done the same for my sister and my mother, even my father.
If I had known it was gonna kill that many people, I don't think I would have gave it to him.
Well, better you make that decision than me. I could not even fathom to understand that.
Yeah. I thought about hitting him with it like several times. like just over and over again. But anyway,
With the bell?
yes. I don't think it would have gonged too much then, but
What is the bell?
it breaks the ice.
The ice that was underneath the village?
That's what it seemed to do, yes.
But why?
Because he's an asshole.
But why? What is so important for our village? We knew they were a cult of someone, but why us?
Apparently there was something under the ice, like a temple or something. And the only way to get to it was with the bell. So he decided
hate
to
this.
sacrifice all of your village for this temple.
Sacrifice?
I am tired.
Love you, Sneven.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, I'm sorry, and I really appreciate that you came back for us.
Yeah, no problem. Shouldn't you be asleep?
I'll try, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I've had worse things thrown at me.
Yeah, but you don't deserve it. You did come and save us, and you all have taken us into your protection during all of this.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
He
And
nods.
he sits with you for a while and then goes to sleep.
Okay. I'll do the next watch, I guess.
As a note, I don't remember if you said that you picked up the flask that was thrown at you, but I imagined that you would.
He did. He said he caught it.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah.
yeah, so the watch goes without a hitch. You had a slight conversation with Kevin, and
Need snooze back in 10.
oh, snooze, nom nom nom,
Mm-hmm.
and that's basically the end of your shift, your watch.
Okay, I'll wake up.
Ready.
Okay. It is Resol's turn.
Rizal.
Yeah.
It's time to stare out at the darkness.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll make sure Raijin's okay.
I'm going to. I always have him with me, you know.
I'm just letting you know in general.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. He's a cute little snack stealer. I mean,
What?
I'm going to sleep.
Sterling.
Wow.
Ludicrous Sterling. Have you been sneaking snacks to him? Glares at him and just.
Are you snoring or
grumbles to
making
herself in
snoring
gift.
sound? Snoring noises?
Oh, it's snoring noises while laying on the ground. He doesn't use a sleeping bag. He just kind of lays down wherever.
Probably snorting snow.
On my
Yeah.
back.
Hey, you didn't specify.
All right, fine. Breathing the snow in.
So, Resol, anything you would like to do?
Yeah, she's just going to cuddle with Raijin.
Okay. Make a perception for me. Nice. You see everything around you. You are on edge and ready.
Ow.
There's nothing happening during the night. It is very calm, actually. You do hear the forest creatures that are up during the night. You can hear an owl, which you don't really recognize. Because I don't believe you have seen an owl before.
No, she hasn't.
Yeah, so you hear whoo, whoo, whoo. And yeah, it's a very calm night. It is no clouds in the sky. You see the stars really bright.
She's just gonna stare up at them, point some of them out to Raijin.
Okay. So, after a few hours, the watch ends, the sun starts to come up. Yeah. Is there anything special you would like to do, all of you, in the spine of the world?
Not me.
Get out of here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Keep following the. Oh, I guess we're waiting on the people though.
No, my character would know that. Never mind.
Okay, so is it okay if I fast forward a bit?
Yeah, I would just like to talk to Loom. Like, shouldn't we maybe let smart people study that frozen ice, that magical ice thing?
Magical. The eyeball? What do you mean?
No, the magical ice. Wasn't that like in the cave just like 50, like an hour north from here?
Oh, where the yeah. Okay.
Way more than an hour.
Oh,
It's basically the whole glacier underneath the normal ice is pure magical ice.
oh, and I don't think we have any way to get to it.
You were very close to it at one point.
Yeah, because we're next to the fucking wall with Tiamat.
Yes.
Yeah. No, then other than that, I don't
yeah.
have anything.
If we can find the cave again once we get back, I mean, we can send scouts out to look for that cave, and maybe someone can study it safely, as safe as you can. Yeah.
Okay. So, you eat breakfast. You feed your mounts, your animals. You feed the people. Not yet, Gaston.
God damn it! I was trying to weasel my way out of the devil contract.
Ha 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 ha. Well, that
How
is
many
stupidity.
rations do we have to spend here?
24 we have left. We need at least 12 for the mounts. I can go without since I ate. No, we have 25 total, I think, from the magic bag.
I have 24 wrote down.
Oh, 24. Then we have 23. I took one of them.
Okay, yeah, we're okay. 23. I'll go without food.
Same.
Okay, just mark down that you are out of rations again.
I'll take one of my own personal, so not from the communal rations.
We need 26 to feed everyone, including the mounts.
Yeah, so there's 3. Well, here I got a couple left.
Same.
I'll throw in 2, and we just need 1 more.
I'll throw in.
Okay, so everyone can eat breakfast.
I'll walk around to Kevin and his mom and just sort of nibble on bits that I can get from them.
Who's a nice hobo?
Yeah,
Here he is.
and I'll bring Lumicrous over so we can like nibble on we get 1 bacon strip to share between us.
I give him my best smile, please. Can we have just one?
Bella notte.
And those are Dragonborn kitty eyes.
Yeah, no one can resist that.
So, anyway, the day goes pretty uneventful. There's a lot of waiting, a lot of tension.
I'll keep on instructing with the help of Kassura if that is possible for all the refugees to be able to defend themselves a little bit better.
Sure. Everyone is
Okay.
keeping an eye on the sky and tending to the fire and keeping themselves preoccupied. When night comes around and the sun goes down, you can see 4 riders on wyverns coming towards you. And you best make way, because they're coming in hot.
I tell everyone, just get back.
Lumicrous, I shout as I shove everyone to the sides. Landing strip!
Landing strip.
There's the landing strip now with fire.
And that helps them. So they come in, they land. Oh, okay, you were still here. We were worried that you would have start walking away from here. So
no.
gather everyone up, all the belongings, all the mounts, everyone. Okay.
Yep.
You heard the man.
We need 4 files. 4 files of people. And once we have started doing our magic, you have 6 seconds to run in.
I'll grab. I'll tell Kevin to go on the Griffin, with me.
Okay.
I'll grab my sister.
When we get through, is there gonna be a wall or anything, or could we fly through it?
You can fly through it.
Can we dive bomb through it?
No.
So I have to go up.
Guess on.
You have to go up.
All right, everyone who is able to fly should probably go in the back and then dive bomb towards it and then fly up as hard as possible once through.
You just have to be quick to get through.
Okay, so the monsters can run in with us on top of them. In the back. Because I'd rather be left behind than leave these people behind.
People first, then we'll go. I got my sister.
Yeah, but it's easier also if we're on the mounts, I think. I think we need to be on the mounts and to bring everyone safely to the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. So you gather up all the people, all your belongings, the mounts, you prepare everything. You tell the riders that you're ready. They're like, okay, 6 seconds, everyone. And they start preparing magic circles. And when they finish the magic circle, a bluish, beautiful light starts. Okay, 6 seconds now. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I'm making. I'm pushing my heel into Griff, making him scream so people move faster.
Okay,
Yeah.
make an intimidation.
Oh no, that's. Oh no, yeah, that's charisma. Brilliant.
Okay, 14. Your row starts to move faster, and they go through the lights.
Do
All
I make it?
yes,
Right.
all of you, with almost no second to spare, all of you go through the portals, even the riders, and you are on top of the floating castle.
And
I'll
the
be right back.
survivors?
My door.
Yes, yes, the survivors too. They went in first.
Nice. Wonderful.
We can wait until they come back.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's fine.
I missed anything?
No, we paused.
We paused when Chaos went.
Okay. Yeah, my parents showed up real quick. I'm ready.
Yeah, sorry.
Everyone here?
No worries.
Okay. No worries at all. Waiting for you on the other side of the portals are the survivors now, and also the elven monk. As soon as he sees you guys, he just says, "We remember everything. We have much to do and little time to spare. Bring everyone into the chambers. We will make sure that the survivors will have accommodations from here on out."
Could I have 3 minutes? I just need to show Kevin back here how to fly. He's never done that before.
Sorry, we don't have time. You can show him later after the briefing.
I'm taking a detour.
But and you just fly off.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly Griff into the Dragon Horde and show it to Kevin.
Okay, so now that all the ice have melt from the Dragon Horde and
And I'll just tell him, grab 2 fistfuls, and then we have to leave. That sounded important.
make a dexterity. Because there are guards in there.
Yeah, but they know me.
They know you, but they don't know Kevin. Okay. Sure, he managed to take 2 fistfuls, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and then we'll just fly out again. And I'm
Okay.
like, oh, Bob, I know you from earlier. Good to see you again. You survived.
Look, hey, Gaston, where the fuck have you been?
Long story, I'll tell you later over some beers.
Yeah, you better.
And I'll just fly up to the briefing and drop Kevin off, like somewhere in the middle of the castle. You'll find his way.
Sure.
Roselle's just
So-
looking around her, and her eyes are wide open.
Yeah,
Welcome
there is
to the
a
Flying
lot.
Castle.
There's a lot of movement here. A lot of soldiers have turned up at the castle now. Some branches that you have never seen before also. It is
she's-
all hands on deck.
She is putting herself against a wall as far as she can.
I hold my hand out. Come on.
I'll hold my cape out.
No,
Maybe you can hide.
no, thank you.
Come on.
But you're sneaky. You could stay in the shadows.
I can make you invisible.
I would prefer to do that, yes.
Here. Boop. You're invisible.
Wait, Libby.
What?
Where did Sol go?
Magic.
Oh, cool. Wait, did you kill her?
No, she's right behind me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all of you, we have very little time. What do you know? What can you tell us?
Where to begin?
There is a lot, yeah, but what? I genuinely don't know where to begin. Like out of character, I
You
genuinely
want
don't know.
the bad news or the good news?
I need all of it. What happened?
Tiamat's thawed out.
That's not great.
I think I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure I did.
You did.
And the cult's gonna revive her. Okay.
There's dragon circlings around the spine of the world.
Okay.
Yeah. You said Mirabar's on fire. I assume that's the cult.
What we know, yes.
So there's a bunch of magical ice up in the north that was trapping the body, and it's broken out. Those people are from the town that it was under. We killed a dragon.
Lumi's sister is sort of alive again.
Yeah, I'm carrying her.
And yeah, and mine as well. Yeah.
He comes closer and take a look at them. This is some strange magic. This is.
We do need clerics of some kind. Yes.
I might have sold my soul.
He just stares at you. What?
That's not him. That. Yeah, he did.
To Ursula, and I point towards her.
Like, I remember you. And he looks back at you. What? To a little girl?
No, to her familiar.
Okay, we will talk about that later. And he points over to one of the soldiers that are close to him. You round up a few of the paladins and the strongest clerics we have. We need to keep them alive.
So we need to find a way to.
Family members alive. right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We need to find a way to freeze the corpse, destroy the corpse, or just kill every single cultist that exists.
We are going to need a lot of people for this, a lot of allies.
Uh, my family runs a guild of mercenaries.
That is a very good start.
We can contact my husband in the village where I live as well, and anyone from that village who is able to come. He's a druid. He taught me a little bit about magic, and he can bring all of the supplies for spells. He can bring people, and I also have a red army I can call and ask them if they would like to come, and also if they have other animals they can think of to contact if they would like to join. Because honestly, at this point, this is an entire world issue, not just us.
That is a lot to unwind. What do you mean by rat army?
There was a situation where we went into a cave and there was a lot of hungry rats, and I'm able to speak to animals, and I spoke to them and they were hungry and I fed them and they were very grateful. So they gave me a whistle through which I was able to summon them whenever I needed them, and I did that a few times.
Okay, just to clarify, the whistle didn't summon the rats, it summoned a few were-rats.
Okay.
Yeah, but basically, she's able to speak to rats, and
Yes.
then she can offer food. And through the generations of rats that have been living and dying through these 2 years, they probably have her as some kind of mythical figure.
Zoe Manolius.
the savior of the Ratatouille. Awesome. Well, yes. There are no bad ideas here. We need everyone you can think of. Everyone.
I pipe up. My father was a charlatan, but he got shunned and killed by some powerful people. My mother was also a charlatan, and she bedded some political figures across the ocean. If you can send word, they might be able to help.
That is also an option.
At least for patrolling the oceans. They used to have a strong navy. I don't know anymore because I haven't visited in 10 years.
Well, we have a dragon horde we can use to buy mercenaries, and he motions to you, Lumicris, and we can also offer up gold for the noble people to send whatever they can.
We might be able to convince maybe some other Dragonborn as well.
Some other Dragonborn?
We are nobles after all.
You are? He says.
What does that mean?
I mean, never mind.
I just lay a hand on Lumi's shoulder, like, we didn't really think you were noble because, well, I'm dumb, but you're dumber.
Am I? Am I?
Yeah, sorta.
Well, at least he didn't sell a soul.
Who said that?
Oh, that's my friend.
She's a bit shy.
Well, I would prefer in the war room that everyone is visible.
Oh, she is visible. I think because she.
I made her invisible. It makes her comfortable. Don't worry. That she's with me the whole time.
Make a persuasion, Lumicris.
That's some really good RP, Pom.
Thank you. 16. I would actually prefer if everyone was visible. We cannot.
No. She doesn't have to. She killed a fucking dragon earlier in the.
At this time,
People,
at this time, it doesn't matter. We need to be able to trust one another here.
We trust her completely, and you trust us. That's enough. You don't need to know any more than that.
We have already killed 5 spies.
She lets the
Within our
invisibility
order.
drop.
Okay, thank you.
She's just standing there, eyes squeezed shut, and she's just visibly shaking, like
And
hard.
He gives us slight bow, like thank you. I really appreciate this. So, everyone, we have jobs to do. All the disposal of this tower or this castle is for every one of you to use.
Where is Leosin?
Leosin?
Yeah, Leosin.
That is
monk.
the elven monk.
Oh, I didn't know we were talking to him. Yeah,
Yeah,
right, cool.
you are talking to him. So, whatever you can think of, whatever research you need to do, whatever you need to combat this thing, we cannot let Tiamat rise.
Well, I agree. Also,
how much time do we have to prepare, do you think?
I'm guessing you also told that the family members were in the ice with Tiamat.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
so we will have to speak with the clerics what their determination is. Considering that they are smaller than Tiamat, it might take months for Tiamat to wake up. We don't know.
I turned to Ludacris and like, don't you still have that permafrozen eye from a dragon we killed?
yeah, I've got this dragon eye I want to get turned into a casting focus. And
Whatever is needed, we will make it happen in some way or form.
Will it help to study the eye?
Is it from Tiamat?
No, but one of her disciples, we think, maybe. I don't know. It was a dragon. Really possessive.
one of the dragons that was working for the cult.
I feel safe to say that we won't find much by studying it.
I could just turn it into a focus. That's what I need.
If you need that, we will make it happen in some way.
And studying
I
the
do.
And studying the permafrost surrounding the eye, the magical ice.
That is of Lumicris making.
Oh, all right.
No,
Cool.
well, there's also ice that you guys could check out that was under there. There's some caves you could find in the spine. You could send maybe a couple scouts to look for it. There's ice that was under the glacier in that cave. If you want to have some wizards study it, maybe.
If you can get a description towards that location, we will send out scouts for it.
I'll shout to Maggie and usher her over. Are you already next to us?
Am I what? Sorry?
Are you already next to us, or do I have to usher you over?
No, I'm next to you.
Yeah. She's a ranger. She could point it out on the map, like almost pinpoint where it is, I think.
At this point, the dwarven lady picks up. I can also help.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that area is. I know that terrain very well, so I know where it is.
Perfect. Okay. We are going to need a lot of allies. A lot of manpower on this. Whatever you can think of, whatever magical items, artifact, whatever it is, We need to find it to fight whatever is going to happen.
Rosal's slowly gonna reach up and pull her hood back.
He's taken aback a little bit.
And she pulls her mask down. And she's not making eye contact.
Don't move.
He's looking at you,
God, more
but
man only.
he doesn't make a big deal of your appearance.
Lumicris, you were speaking something about a mirror earlier. I don't exactly remember what it was.
Oh yeah, I also have a mirror that we can use to contact each other.
Perfect.
We stole it from the cult now, so.
You did?
Oh
Rosal
yeah.
just raises her hand.
Can I have it?
Eyes narrow.
No, you can't have our mirror, but maybe you can. If we can contact you through mirrors, you can have a mirror in this room, and we can contact you through that one, wherever we are.
How about this?
Wait, Rosal, do you want to speak?
I was hoping to use it to try and contact my father.
Oh yeah, her father has he's like a big pirate guy.
Louis!
What?
Louis!
No, he's got a big pirate ship,
Louis,
and he can help us.
No, Louis, I don't know if
Pirate
he
or
even still
not,
has it.
We pirate or not, it will be helpful. We if he's willing to help, we will be ever grateful.
So later we
Sure.
would like to use it for that.
We will not.
And then we'll give it to you?
We will not take the mirror, but can we study it with you?
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That we study this eye, we study this mirror.
Yes.
You know, whatever we can to help. I'm trying to think if we have anything else.
I found some mushrooms.
Yeah.
At ease, Gaston.
Trying to
What?
think. I think he said at ease.
At ease.
Oh, well, I'll just go to rest. Let you rest. I never follow order too well, so I just sat down and just hunched over.
Hmm.
Thank you for not trying to kill me, sir.
She's
These people are vouching for you. I trust them. I just feel that we need mutual trust from everyone now, and I appreciate it. And he gives you a light smile.
It's just I don't do well in giant crowds like this.
That's okay. If you would like to, you can go up to the tower and wait there for your friends if you feel more comfortable with that.
I haven't been here before, so I don't know where that is.
I can take you.
She just stares at you for a moment, then slowly nods. You first.
Yeah. Is there a balcony in the war room, or is it just a room?
It's just a room, so you have to go out to the hallway.
All right. Yeah. No, I'll just walk up the tower.
Okay. And he turns to Lumicris, Kasura, Maggie, and Ursula. We don't know how much time we have, but we should consider it as any second. So we need to get a move on this. Can I count on your help again?
Of course. No question.
Yes, I want to kill that son of a bitch. Just like we killed his husband. Maybe slower,
You will have to tell me about that. Whose husband?
Oh, the cult leader. He
Oh,
was
Yeah.
here on the castle when we attacked. We
Yes.
killed his lover. Now I want to kill him. But there may be a problem with that. I
Go
tried
ahead.
a spell. He's either like a construct or he's undead.
interesting. That is valuable information.
And I bet he's undead somehow. I don't know. Like vampire, maybe a bit lich. He doesn't see his skeleton face.
Whatever he is, we need to be prepared for even that.
I want to burn him.
Do I hear any of this as I'm walking away?
No.
Right.
But anyway, so you have all of the castle's resources at your disposal. If you, Lumicris, could help with maybe getting it moving again, that would be very appreciative.
I'll try. Let's go see what it needs. Other than that, is there anything else that we can help you guys with?
It's basically you have the most experience here right now with what's going on, so we are relying on you to lead us.
I just made sure that you didn't have anything in the back burner. Okay.
Sadly, no, not now.
So I've been curious about this whole time. Like this mask I'm wearing, we got from the cult, right?
Yeah.
Has anyone seen anything like this? What are they? What is it?
We might have some books on it. We because this used to be the cult headquarters before.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know if you guys had found anything, because
we have done some digging on it, and originally the plan was to gather 5 masks of Tiamat. So that is a mask of Tiamat.
oh,
So there could still be masks out there. I don't know. That could also be a good thing to take care of.
yeah. So
And when the masks are combined, they form a chromatic mask of 5 heads.
okay. Maggie, you want to see if you can find anything on that in the castle?
Of course.
All right, I'm gonna try and get this castle working. It's not. Oh yeah.
As I'm walking up with Saul, I think like 3 or 4 steps behind me in the staircase to the tower.
Yeah, I forgot he was.
Saul. Chaos.
What is it?
Do you want to make some sort of memorial to all the people we've loved and lost along the way? Because I think that would make a good addition to the Dragon Horde and to honor them whenever
Why are you talking to me about this? I wasn't here for most of this, so I don't know anyone.
No, but we've lost a lot of people on the way, and they should have a place to be remembered.
We didn't just lose people.
No, we lost animals too, but I count them as people.
I think it would be a good idea, but I'm not really the person to ask. Maybe you should talk to Lumi or Maggie.
I'm
about
just
this.
spitballing ideas here right now because they'd never listen to me anyway.
I'm sorry.
But they do seem to respect you for some reason.
I don't know why. So what Maggie said earlier, shit.
Oh well, this is, I think, the final 100 stairs or steps to the top of the tower. I'm hoping because I'm exhausted.
It's a side tower that is mostly used for storage.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Yeah, 100 last steps, and I'm just walking up there in silence the rest of the way.
So basically, it is free range for all of you guys now.
I have
Okay.
a couple things I want to do. Are we like end session now?
We can continue a little bit more if you feel like it, or we can end it here and you can do it in the player planning.
Well, I think it might be good. This is just me to end it here so that we have like time to maybe plan something extra, and if we think of something in the next 2 weeks.
So right now we want the arcane focus of the Dragon Eye.
Yep.
And we want oh shoot, to get the castle, look at the castle, see if we can get that working. And we gotta find out about, I guess there's more mass.
We want the memorial, or I want the memorial at least.
Yeah, I'm sure if I get a chance I can help, and Rizal can help.
And then I have some plans for Kevin and my character.
Okay.
That might be insidious. Who knows?
I could also use the mirror to contact my parents.
Yeah, and let's send the boat over to where I come from.
Okay.
Yeah, Lazal wants to use the mirror to try and contact her father, and she also wants to go to the remnants of Mirabar.
I'll type everything down in RP. What I want to do.
Perfect.
Yeah, I just wanted to state a couple things that we know for sure what we're doing that we want to do, so you can plan for it or whatever.
Perfecto mundo. Player planning. I do not look in there. So if there are stuff that you want me to plan for, you can DM them to me or put them in.
I'm gonna put it in the campaign chat thingy because I want everyone to know what I'm doing, and I want you to see it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this feels like a momental stage in the game.
Yeah.
This is a huge stepping point right here. So everyone level up.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh.
I also want to
13.
find an air elemental. I want to kill it.
Now is the best place to plan for that, by the way.
Yeah, I just remembered.
Can I volunteer to go on as many of the scouting parties as I can to get like half a level towards the others? Because, well, my relic was sort of shit.
Didn't you? Sure, I'll allow that. So you will be at the same level now as.
No. I'll say
Yes.
14. I'll be 13 and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Wait.
is gonna be fun.
Wait, what
I
level
love
are
my
we?
level up. 13?
You
Okay.
should be 13.
Yeah, she'll be 13. Ooh, I'm
Okay,
gonna
just
get
I heard level
invisibility.
14. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I did too. I was like,
Aren't you 14?
I'm
No,
level
they
12.
are.
Oh, no,
They are
you're.
turning 13 now.
Oh,
yeah, I get my own invisibility.
yeah. I'm 12 and a half, I think. Then.
I was excited. I was going to have dragon wings.
No, Gaston, Gunda, you start to level up with them now.
Yeah, we all got a level, and they turned to 13. I turned to 12, and then I get half a level from the hunting parties I want to participate in.
Okay, sure.
So they are 13. I'm 12 half.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We can do that. So basically, no bar holds. Whatever idea you can think of, this is the time to plan it. Some stuff might take up to a month to do, and some stuff might take a week or so. It all depends on how big of how grandiose the idea is. But now is the time to really plan how to stop the cult once and for all.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to look at all the books that are in this castle. I want to get a bunch of people to just be like, look for where the cult is hiding.
And you do also have around 20 to 50 scholars, magic users at your disposals to read books and such.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and I did some more research on my class, and I've been an idiot this entire time. Whenever I'd use psychic whispers, the first time I use it every day, I don't need to spend a psychic dice, and I did not know that.
Well,
Yeah, I've been an idiot.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy now because I leveled up my ranger to level 11 for ranger, and now I have volley. You can use your action to make a ranged attack against any number of creatures within 10 feet of a point you can see within your weapon's range. You must have an ammunition for each target as normal, and you make a separate attack roll for each target. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun!
Volley in combination with Hordebreaker? Shit.
I get a feat.
I don't need. I have double attack normally
Yeah.
without Hordebreaker. So if I do double attack Hordebreaker at least once, it's gonna be fun. And you have to let me do it at least once. Don't DM buff me or debuff me.
I want to ask something. Can we say that instead of Lemmy making me invisible, that she did this without realizing it?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure. That is a nice flavor.
Oh, I get 7th level spells.
Yes, you do.
Oh, cool.
I like that. That is gonna take some time to figure out, Gunda.
Yeah.
As long as I can line his pocket.
Like, I'm not going to empty out the Dragon Horde, but I'm going to replenish my 500 platinum.
You can definitely try to empty out the Dragon Horde.
Yeah, I probably won't be able to, but I like running around with lots of gold because I only do, dumb shit with it.
Well, all in all, in pure gaming terms now, or out of character terms now, you
Actually,
have.
I was level 12. You gave me a level last session, so
I did. So you are 13 with everyone else.
All right, cool. Yeah, then ignore that one about hunting parties. I'm still gonna go on as many hunting parties as I can because it's my old mates.
Sure, that is fine. But what I was gonna say is that brain freeze. Oh yeah, out of character terms of wealth, you have around 1 million platinum.
Damn.
So all of that is at your disposal. So whatever crazy shit you can think of, the only thing that is missing is time at this point.
I heard of someone down south making like leather what do you call it, saddles for your mount that makes them go faster. His name was like what was it now? It was Fur Rory.
Canon.
What?
Ferrari.
Oh my god. Yes.
Okay.
Canon.
I get it.
Can I spend like I don't know 100 platinum to get one of those to make Griffin move like 5 feet more?
Sure. But it's gonna take 2 weeks to get it.
Yep.
All right, guys. This is where I'm going to end it. Thanks for watching. We got a cool new spell. It's going to be crazy the next time. See ya later.